Myers firefighter is being investigated after posting a video of him shooting a shark while on a fishing trip. We'll tell you how the community is responding. Multiple people have died and at least 10 others were injured in a fiery crash on a Colorado highway. We'll explain what led to the accident. And months after speculation, former Vice President Joe Biden has entered the 2020 presidential election. We'll have those details. Those stories and more. Your TV 20 News at Noon starts now.
This is News at Noon on WCJB TV 20, your local station.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us this Friday at noon. I'm Haley Wade. We are checking in with meteorologist Mike Potter this afternoon. Mike, we had a very rainy start to our Friday. We are ending things on a better note, luckily, and our weekend is also looking pretty good.
Yeah, this is almost kind of like a copy of what we had a week ago. Different story. Not the severe weather we had last week with the strong showers and thunderstorms and the wind damage and the trees going down and all that. Clouds, rain, yes, and then we end up with a pretty nice weekend as a result once it's all over with. Well, we had rain. They started actually moving on shore our coastline of the West Coast early this morning, well before daybreak, moving across our area in the hours after that. And since then, much of the rain has now pushed offshore. Noticing some spotty showers still to the north up around Mayo and just south and east or south and west of Live Oak. A few other spotty showers in sections of Levy County, but the process we'll be in as we go through the next few hours is going to be less of that rain. As the air dries out, we'll begin to see sun in between the clouds and seeing that in a couple places right now, but we'll definitely be looking at a drying trend as we go through the next few, and that's actually going to end up giving us a fairly nice mid to late afternoon. 60s at Palatka, but elsewhere it's warming through the 70s. Cross City already up to 77 and Perry at 78. Looks like we'll have a decent warm afternoon, drying out. The humidity goes down. The temps at night get cooler. The afternoons this weekend, not too bad. We'll give you an update on that in just a few minutes.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Mike. We're covering the state this afternoon. Officials throughout Florida who are unwilling to cooperate with federal immigration enforcement policies are watching the state capitol closely. The Sanctuary Cities bill, now in the state Senate, brought out protesters on Thursday. The Senate spent some time debating it, but decided to postpone the vote. A House version of the bill calls for fines for officials who don't cooperate with immigration officials, but the Senate sponsor wants to give more power to the governor.
Already in my amendment that I filed yesterday to give the governor some authority over this process to make sure that he can continue to do his job as governor and remove elected officials that aren't doing their job. And I think it's common sense and worthwhile, and I think it will bring us closer to where we need to be to make sure we can get the House to pass it.
An estimated 800,000 undocumented immigrants are believed to be in the state. The Florida House has passed a bill that would require ex-felons to pay any outstanding fines and court fees before they vote. That bill is in response to Amendment 4 passed by voters in November to restore voting rights to former felons who complete all terms of their sentence except for those convicted of murder or felony sexual offenses. The state Senate has a different version of the bill requiring restitution to be paid, but not court fees and fines. A Fort Myers firefighter shot a shark while on a fishing trip. He posted a video online bragging about the catch. Depending on where it took place, law enforcement says that shooting may not have been legal. Devin Turk talked to some people in the community upset over the firefighter's actions.
Fishing is a way of life out here in Isla Capri, but it's what one local fisherman did while his catch was in the water that has him going viral and under investigation. A shark gunned down in a viral video.
It's kind of crazy. Why would you want to do that?
Greater Naples firefighter and fisherman Buddy Tomey posted this video to his Instagram this week, commenting, "This is how Captain Buddy deals with bullies," saying he only messes with the ones who mess with him.
That's a very disappointing thing to see. The sharks just struggled through the red tide, and now they're struggling through people not only shooting him, but they're catching him too.
Tomey commented he already had 3 rounds in it. Quote, "Those two put her to bed."
That's terrible. I don't know why anybody would shoot any kind of thing.
FWC says they're investigating the incident. They say it's illegal and a second-degree misdemeanor to shoot marine life in state waters.
To me, that's not fishing. I mean, you know, if you're going to keep the fish, okay, but don't shoot it.
But it's unclear where this took place. 9 miles offshore, those waters fall under federal jurisdiction. Those I spoke with who know him say Captain Buddy spends most of his time fishing far offshore. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says it is legal to shoot a shark once it's already been caught to bring it onto your boat in federal waters.
Just remember, the heart of man is going to be judged on how he treats animals.
The video has been picked up by other accounts and now has nearly 130,000 views online.
We're covering America this afternoon. Joe Biden is out on the campaign trail, appearing on The View and facing questions about his long record of public service as President Trump weighs in. ABC's Lana Zach is in Washington with the latest.
Joe Biden's pitch to voters is that the most important thing is to defeat President Trump.
I'm hoping that in a couple of years we'll look back and say, whether it's me or anybody else replacing it, that this is an aberration in American history.
But the president today says he thinks he would beat Biden easily, taking aim at his age.
I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know.
President Trump is 72, Biden 76. And on The View today, Biden was asked about another issue, his interactions with women.
They've also said we'd like an apology.
Well, look, I'm really sorry if what I did in talking to them, trying to console, that in fact they took it a different way. And it's my responsibility to make sure that I bend over backwards to try to understand how not to do that.
As Senate Judiciary Chairman in the 90s, Biden ran the confirmation hearings for Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, overseeing the testimony of Anita Hill, who had accused Thomas of sexual harassment. The campaign now revealing that Biden recently expressed his regrets to Hill for what she endured. But that conversation apparently left Hill underwhelmed, telling the New York Times, "I cannot be satisfied by simply saying I'm sorry for what happened to you. I will be satisfied when I know there is real change and real accountability and real purpose."
Some Democratic candidates welcomed Biden's entry into the race, while others hit him immediately. Senator Bernie Sanders criticized Biden for ending his first day out on the campaign trail with a fundraiser in a Comcast executive's home. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
A deadly freeway crash in Denver involving at least 28 vehicles turned the highway into a nightmare. Zareen Shah is in New York with what we now know about the truck driver suspected of starting the whole thing.
Was a freeway fire so intense?
There is a complete fire. Things are exploding.
A day later, Denver authorities still can't say how many people are dead.
We are still unsure the number of fatalities. We're just saying multiple at this time because there's still some things that we got to look into and check for accountability to the vehicles and drivers.
During Thursday's rush hour, police say a tractor trailer crashed into drivers stopped in traffic, creating a massive pileup.
24 cars and 4 semis for the total of 28.
You can see the speeding semi on driver Josh McCutcheon's live stream camera.
Oh my God!
It set off a domino effect, sending 6 people to the hospital. Their conditions unknown. The driver survived with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say even though they don't think what he did was intentional, they will hold him accountable.
The driver of the semi that started this event was taken into custody. He is being processed and will be lodged at Jefferson County Jail on multiple counts of vehicular homicide.
The I-70 will likely be closed until tomorrow. As for the crash investigation, it is still taking place, but authorities say it doesn't appear that drugs or alcohol were involved. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, New York.
Back here in Alachua County, it's a Gainesville tradition that has held strong for 4 decades. The 5th annual Avenue Arts Festival kicks off Saturday, but today a few lucky students will get an exclusive preview. Artists featured in the festival will show their works and talk about their craft at public schools in the area throughout the day. Tomorrow, the festival officially opens at 10 a.m., kicking off with a gospel program, followed by dancers, singers, and local bands. There will also be plenty of historical exhibits for people to see, but the best part, the entire festival is free to the public. The 3rd annual Pup Ruck 5K in Gainesville this weekend is raising money for an organization that helps local veterans by providing them with service dogs. Service Dogs for Patriots train shelter dogs to help veterans deal with the challenges of returning to civilian life. After 2 deployments in the Middle East, Jimmy Ritten found his service dog Cody through the organization.
Service Dogs for Patriots pairs a shelter dog with a veteran battling PTSD, and we train the shelter dog and the veteran together. So Jimmy actually trained Cody with our assistance.
I came home with a lot of anger, anxiety, depression, and since having Cody, he's changed my life where I can do more stuff with the family.
The Pup Ruck will be held at Depot Park this Sunday. Participants can register on site at 9 a.m. For more information, just visit our website, WCJB.com. A rainy start, but sunnier skies are moving in. Meteorologist Mike Potter will tell you what to expect for your Friday afternoon and weekend coming up next.